1st of December, we've said that we need to run no less than 2 miles a day. And whoever doesn't do that owes the other a price tag. So it incentivizes us to get out there and run a little bit. So I'm going on 22 days strong. I ran 3 miles this morning, and I feel great. Excited to do this podcast.
Well, I don't know the last time I've run a mile. I used to be an athlete. I used to run every day, but that was many years ago, like 20 years ago.
No doubt.
15 years ago, something like that. Long time.
So the first time I met you, okay, was at the
I Am a Survivor seminar.
I Am a Survivor seminar.
Yes.
Okay. And I remember you performing, and we'll talk about that piece a little later on because I got to hear it again.
Okay.
And this time it's on wax, so now I can go back and listen to it over and over and over again. But I remember you performing, and I thought, I think you may have spoken before or after you performed, and I remember saying, wow, she has a lovely voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
No doubt. She has a lovely voice, and I got to get on the podcast, right? So how did you get involved with that whole seminar?
I have known Goddess Fee for over a year now. I met her at open mic, the Last Concert Cafe, and Flo Rida was going to perform. So she was working with Flo Rida at that time, and so I went up and performed, and I didn't even stay for the Flo Rida performance. So that was the first time I met her, and then I met her again at Amoa Trees. Amoa Tree used to have an open mic the first and third Wednesday of each month. And so we ran into each other again, and that's when I first learned about her seminar, but I was already booked the first year.
Okay.
And then when it came around again this past year, a few months ago in the summer, she asked me about being on it, and that's how I got involved, because she had heard some of my pieces. I have pieces about being a survivor of domestic abuse. So she was kind of touched by that piece, and she wanted me to be on the show and basically share my story. That actually wasn't the piece. I don't remember doing that piece at the I Am a Survivor seminar. I might have, but then also I felt that there's a lot of other people suffering with other things, the fatherhood piece,
No doubt.
kids that are suffering because of decisions their parents have made. And so I decided to do that piece because I wanted to shine light on that issue, which I think is a big problem in our community, maybe more than other communities.
Okay. And that's how you got involved with that?
Yeah, so that's how I got involved with that.
Okay. Because like I said, like I've told you, I think I told you that day, and I told you while we were getting ready for the episode, I just think that your voice is magnificent.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I say that because it was real soothing, not only to hear you. A lot of times when I hear poets, their voices might crack, or their voice might be too low, or they might be timid in their performance, but your voice was just like, without a microphone, it was just powerful.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I knew that I had to sit down with you one time and get on the podcast. And for, again, like I say, this is my continuing education. So what I mean by that is I listen back to my projects over and over again and pick and pull the gems that I want to utilize in my own journey to be able to better myself off. So I know that this episode will be very enlightening for me in the future.
Well, thank you. Well, actually, my voice is where I got my nickname, actually.
Okay.